Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Okay, once again, this is Johnny on the Spot, science reporter for the Real News Network. And I'm here with Professor Unknown, Backflip, and Home Run. And they've contacted me once again with some information they want to make a video out of it. And Professor Backflip, you're telling me about NOAA. Now, what exactly does NOAA stand for again? National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
Yeah.
National Oceanic.
Okay, they always use these letters in when the government talks. So, and what you're telling me is you have some absolutely fascinating stuff. Now, you were telling me Al Gore made a movie where he showed Manhattan flooding. Is that right?
Yes.
And you said that people can actually go test this information themselves.
Yes.
And come up with their own reasonable conclusions.
And we actually sent Home Run to go test this theory out, and this is what he came up with.
You said
Okay. And so Home Run said Battery Park is at the south end of Manhattan Island. That's where the bull is for Wall Street, right?
Yes.
And you said that you were able to find the tidal gauge there, and it goes all the way back to 1850?
Yes.
Okay, now, this is high-level stuff. You were saying this is something called a second derivative argument, and I don't even know what that means. But what you're saying is, if we are, in fact, warming is increasing at an increasing rate, glaciers should be increasing at an increasing rate, so we should see sea levels increasing at an increasing rate, and that's what you call a second derivative argument, an increase in a rate of change.
Yes.
Right?
Very complicated.
That sounds too complicated for me.
You need to get a few more PhDs.
Yeah. No, I'm a journalist major, so that means I was in the bottom of my class. Okay? But you're telling me you've got data here that proves that that's absolutely wrong. You're telling me that this is a linear trend, and the linear trend starts in 1850 till today, and you're telling me that there's actually no change really in that trend? It's
change.
Basically, so the slope or the rise of the run has remained the same for, what is that, 150 years plus?
Yeah, the rise over the run has stayed basically the same over the hundreds of years.
Wow. And so what you're saying is there is no second derivative or increasing the rate of increase.
It's a complete lie.
And actually what you're telling me here is it looks to me like current levels are below where they were back in the late 1990s. And let's see, the current level is about right here. So the current level is the same level it was back in 1960. And I would imagine if you put air bands around this, you'd probably have almost all of this within a normal range, wouldn't you think?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing is you pointed out to me that this is increasing at 2.85 millimeters per year, plus or minus 0.09 millimeters. And so what you're telling me is that was about, what, 2 dimes you said?
Mm-hmm. 2 dimes of water.
2 dimes of water? The daily tide is much more than that.
Yeah.
I bet the variation of the daily tide is much more than that.
Yeah.
It is close to it.
That's an absolute joke. And so basically they're telling you that we're going to flood Manhattan by increasing the sea level at 2.8 millimeters a year.
It wouldn't even rise a foot.
Yeah, that's a joke.
It would be.
Okay, but more importantly, you said that, wait a minute, global warming is global warming. If this is in fact, if sea level increase is being caused by global warming, sea level around the globe should be warming, right? Or increasing, right?
Yeah.
It's not like the East Coast would be increasing and the West Coast would be decreasing.
No,
does that make any sense at all?
No.
I mean, the bottom line is if the sea level is going higher, you'd expect the sea level to be going higher everywhere.
Yeah, since all the oceans are interconnected.
Yeah, but Professor Backflip, you tell me that that's not even close to true.
Nope, it is not.
You told me you found evidence that sea level is actually decreasing many spots.
Yeah, sea level is about total.
And you pointed out Juneau, Alaska, and look at this.
It's going straight
Sea level
down.
is decreasing at 13 millimeters a year. Okay, now are we concerned about the sea level falling in Alaska?
No.
At nearly, what is that? That's 7 times? That's almost 7 times the level that this, okay, 6, what is that, 6 times?
Yeah, and they're worried
basically
about this.
4 times sea level in Alaska is falling 4 times faster than sea level is increasing in New York City. Okay?
You might want to be slightly concerned about that.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to need a land bridge between Alaska and Russia here if this keeps up. Bottom line is what you're telling me is clearly something other than global warming is causing the sea level change. And you're telling me there's all sorts of things that can cause sea level change.
A lot.
Yeah.
Just tectonic movements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. And scientists seem to be really nitpicking.
Yeah, they cherry pick. They look here and say, look, everybody, New York City's in danger of flooding in 2 million years. But they don't bother to point out that Alaska is actually gaining land. None of this makes any sense to me, right? And what you're telling me is you need to make sure that all the students watching this video make sure that they're aware of this and start asking the right questions.
Point this out to your teacher when they're like,
Yeah.
New York
Start
might be
a
flooding.
classroom rebellion. Tell them that you refuse to obey and you refuse to accept the big lie.
Never listen to your teachers. Always confirm the data.
Okay, and so also you want to make sure that we check for Professor Lizzie and Yeats. Check your local jails. Check Area 51 because they got captured in the last raid, and we haven't been able to find them. You guys want to say anything else before we finish up this video?
Go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss the next cryptic message.
All right.
Definitely.
No.
You see, the climate change alarmists are not just scientifically wrong and often scientifically illiterate. They are insane.